Welcome to Quick and Easy Meals. Today we're going to make a soup, roasted butternut squash. I think you're going to really enjoy it. Stay tuned. Okay, while you're prepping your ingredients, you probably want to go ahead and preheat your oven to 425 degrees. Now let's go over the ingredients for your roasted butternut squash soup. You'll need about a 3.5 pound of butternut squash, a tablespoon of avocado oil. You'll need a small onion, garlic clove, tablespoon of either syrup or honey. I'm going to use honey. It doesn't have to be organic, but I think honey tastes better. About a teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 spoon of nutmeg, and 1/4 spoon of ginger, 4 cups of vegetable broth, of course, grounded black pepper. And then you have some optional items, 2 tablespoons of butter you may or may not use, pumpkin seeds for garnishing, and parsley for garnishing. Okay, so now that we got the ingredients all together, let's get started cutting the butternut squash, putting it into the oven at 425 degrees for 1 hour. Okay, to cut your butternut squash, we want to cut the ends off of it first. So hopefully you have a sharp knife, and we want to make the ends flat so that we can cut it lengthwise. And hopefully you got a sharper knife than what I got. Okay. There, so you cut the ends off so that you can stand it up, and then we'll cut it lengthwise. Now, to cut it lengthwise, we'll just cut it just like this, right down the center. Then we'll need a spoon, cut out the membrane. Next, we'll transfer the butternut squash to a tray. You can use parchment paper to protect your tray, or you don't have to. But now you want to paint some avocado oil onto it. You gotta make sure you have cleaned it out nice and good. Get all that seeds and membrane out of there. And you just wanna coat that real good and add salt and pepper. Then you wanna flip it over, and hopefully your oven is already preheated to 425 degrees. And we'll pop it in the oven for an hour, 425 degrees. After you added your salt and pepper to it, you want to flip it over, pop it in the oven for 1 hour, 425 degrees. Your oven should already be preheated. So an hour from later, we'll take it out of the oven. Now, while you're waiting on your butternut squash to finish baking, we are going to chop an onion in half. And then we're gonna paint the cut side with some olive or avocado oil. And then we're gonna add that to the butternut squash. So we're just gonna go ahead and paint that. We'll turn it down and we'll put it on the sheet with the butternut squash for the last 30 minutes of the cooking of the butternut squash. So 30 minutes into the cooking, we've removed the butternut squash, and we're going to put the onions on there and finish cooking it for the remainder of the 30 minutes. So back into the oven it goes, and while we're putting it in the oven, we will prepare our Blendtec, which will help us complete the soup. So if you're going to use a Blendtec, you want to get that out, or if you're going to use a mixer with a mixing bowl, get that out and get ready. So in the next 30 minutes, we'll be mixing up our soup. Next, we are going to, when we take out the butternut squash, we will prepare to mix it up in the blender, and we will use this feature here. It looks like a bowl of soup, and that is where we will finish our product in the Blendtec. So if you have a Blendtec or a Vitatec, they're pretty much similar. I prefer Blendtec. Okay, while we are waiting for the butternut squash to cool down so we can scrape it out, we're going to prepare to put it in the Blendtec. And we will use the soup bowl option right there, if you can see it. And that's where we're going to really complete this meal. Alrighty, so let's see if the butternut squash has cooled down. Okay, the butternut squash is still warm, but warm enough to touch. And I'm gonna use a ice cream scooper to scoop it out and put it in my Blendtec. So we'll just scoop it all out. Oh, it's still hot. Once you get it all scraped out and put in your Blendtec, you want to take the first peeling of the onion off and then put the rest into your Blendtec. It's slippery. Just like that, and then we'll add the rest of the ingredients. Now we will add the rest of the ingredients to the Blendtec. So we'll add, the recipe calls for 4 cups of chicken broth or vegetable broth. We're gonna add 2, and then we're gonna slowly add the rest. We may not do our 4 cups until we see what the consistency is, and then we'll pour enough in to meet our consistency that we want. 1/4 tablespoon of nutmeg. We're gonna add our garlic clove, and we're gonna use our garlic press to do that. I prefer using real garlic because you really get the flavor and the taste. If you use the pre-jarred garlic, it really doesn't give you what you're looking for. And like I said, the recipe calls for 1 garlic clove, but I'm gonna actually do 2. So, cause I really like to get that garlic flavor in there, so. Next, we'll add 1/4 tablespoon of ginger, 2 tablespoons of butter, which is optional. Next, we'll add 1/2 tablespoon of honey or maple syrup, your choice. And I can already tell this won't be liquid enough, so I'm gonna add another cup of vegetable broth. And so I will have 1 cup left in case it's still too thick. Now that we got everything mixed up into the Blendtec, we will get to starting the blending. And there you go, you're ready to take your seat at the table. I did add all 4 cups of the vegetable broth to make it to the thickness that I like. And there you go, enjoy. Well, I hope you enjoyed that meal. It was quick and it was easy, and the Blendtec did most of the work. So until next time, like, subscribe, and share.